If f of x equal to 1 minus x, show that f belongs to R close interval 0 to 1 and integral 0 to 1 f of x dx equals to 1 upon 2. Solution: let P is a partition of sequence 0, 1 upon n, 2 upon n, so on, n minus 1 upon n, n upon n equals to 1. Be a partition of closed interval 0 to 1, comparing it with the partition x equal to 0 equal to x0, x1, x2, so on, xn equals to 1. We have xi equals to I upon n, I equals to 1 to 3, so on, n. So f is a monotonically increasing, so small mi equals to f of xi equals to 1 minus xi equals to 1 minus I upon n, and capital Mi equals to f xi minus 1 equals to 1 minus xi minus 1 equals to 1 minus I minus 1 upon n. Lower sum of partition PF equals to sigma I varying from 1 to n, small mi delta I equals to sigma I varying from 1 to n, I minus 1 minus I upon n into 1 upon n equals to 1 upon n sigma I varying from 1 to n into 1 minus I upon n equals to 1 upon n sigma I varying from 1 to n, 1 minus n square sigma into sigma I varying from 1 to n I equals to I 1 upon n into n, 1 minus n square into 1 plus 2 plus 3, so on, n equals to 1 minus 1 upon n square into n plus 1 upon 2 equals to 1 minus n plus 1 upon 2n equals to 1 minus 1 upon 2 into 1 plus 1 upon n. Upper sum of partition PF equals to I varying from 1 to n mi delta I equals to I varying from 1 to n I minus 1 minus I minus 1 upon n upon 1 upon n into 1 upon n equals to 1 upon n sigma I varying from 1 to n I 1 minus I minus 1 upon n equals to 1 upon n sigma I varying from 1 to n, 1 minus 1 upon n square sigma I varying from 1 to n I minus 1 equals to 1 upon n into n minus 1 upon n square 0 plus 1 plus 2, so on, n minus 1 equals to 1 minus n square into n minus 1 into n upon 2 equals to 1 minus n minus 1 upon 2n equals to 1 minus 1 upon 2 into 1 minus 1 upon n. Now lower Raman integral 0 to 1 f of x dx is equal to limit norms tends to 0 L lower sums of partition f, so limit n tend to infinity 1 minus 1 upon 2 into 1 plus 1 upon n equals to 1 minus 1 upon 2, 1 plus 0 equals to 1 minus 1 upon 2 equals to 1 upon 2, and upper Raman integral f of x dx limit norms tends to 0 upper sum partition pf limit n tend to infinity 1 minus 1 upon 2 1 minus 1 upon n equals to 1 minus 1 upon 2 1 minus 0 equal to 1 upon 1 minus 1 upon 2 equals to 1 upon 2. So lower Raman integral f of x dx not equal to upper Raman integral f of dx equals to 1 upon 2. So f belongs to R close interval 0 to 1 and f integral 0 to 1 f of x dx equals to 1 upon 2. So integral 0 to 1 1 minus x dx equals to 1 upon 2.